Hey friends, welcome back to Homeschool-ology. If you're new here, my name is Nikki. I'm a homeschooling mom of 4. I've got a 7th grader, 3rd grader, and then 5 and 3-year-old who are doing like a pre-K combined level, just kind of getting used to the whole we do school when school is happening kind of routine, and learning letters and numbers and counting and adding and things like that. So if you don't know, I focus on secular homeschooling, but I also talk a little bit about motherhood and having a larger family because we do have 4 kiddos, and traveling with a larger family because we do travel often. So today's video is another life update video to just kind of, I try to check in with you guys at the end of each month and to kind of tell you, what's been going on in our life, how did our month go, and then what's coming up for us in the next month or two. And so today's video is the life update for January 2023, the first month of the new year. So, January, if you've been following along on my life updates, you know that things had gotten a little bonkers around here. Things had gotten really busy and out of control, or what I felt like was out of control for me. And so I just keep saying I gotta make it to January, and then things will get better. And I was actually having a phone conversation with my mom, and I just decided that I just have to accept the chaos. This is my life now. There is no normal. It's always going to be nuts, and I've just got to adjust and learn to roll with it. So that is going to be my goal for February, is to just accept that things are busy and crazy and just roll with it and just try to keep up the best that I can, because January wasn't exactly the slow month I had hoped it would be. It was slower. I did stick to my my plan of not taking anything for the bakery in January. I did make one cake for one of our friends' birthdays, but I did take a nice long break from that and kind of get my brain, a break from that extra thing there. Of course, I was taking some orders and doing some things like that, so it wasn't completely nothing, but it was a much slower month in that regard, and that did help a lot because I did travel in January. This was a trip that kept being postponed, but it finally happened in January, and I went to New York City with my sister, and it was amazing, and we had the best time, and it was really recharging for me, just time for me to not have to think about anything other than me for a few days, and that was really nice. And I have a video coming up on like the things that we did and what I have planned. So if you don't know, we've been to New York, I guess 2 summers ago. I think it was 2021 we went to New York with the kiddos, and that was only my second time. The first time I only saw a show. Sorry, battery died. So what I was saying was I'd only been to New York one other time. We took a bus in, watched a show, had a piece of pizza, and took a bus right back out again. So when we went that summer with the kiddos, it was our first time, and we did all the things like Statue of Liberty and all those things. But we were still only there a short time, so this was the first time I had gone with a grown-up. Obviously there were grown-ups with me before, but we were kid focused on what we were doing. This was my first grown-up trip to the city, and so we did a lot of really fun things, and then so the video I'm going to talk about what we did as grown-ups, and then we are going back later this year and taking the kids with us, so I'm going to talk about what things I plan on doing with them, that I saw there that I thought would be good for them. So it'll be kind of like a grown-up trip and kiddo trip video, so that's coming out this coming up month. I'm also going to recap you guys on our Colorado trip that we did over Christmas. I said I was going to do that in January, and like I said, January was still kind of bonkers, and I didn't get to it, so I am going to be releasing that in February. So I know it's a little late in the game, but now you'll know for next summer or next winter if you guys go there in the winter time. And then I have a few other videos planned for you guys. I'm going to introduce our American Revolution unit study, and I have an unboxing and some other things coming out. So I am planning on posting. My goal is to make sure I have at least one video a month or a week that goes on Wednesdays, but I'm aiming for 2 Mondays and Wednesdays, unless it's a collab video, and then it might be on a different day. But that is my goal for the next month. Another goal that I set for myself was to start making a post on Instagram every day, because I really want to engage more with you guys over there. And so I have gotten myself a handy dandy planner, and I'm writing in ideas of things to share with you guys, so that I stay more on top of that. So those are my goals for this channel for the month of February. Moving on to our homeschool life. So in January, we of course were starting back up after a long break, which is, you know, can sometimes be kind of hard to do. And so, you know, we take things slow. If you haven't heard me talk about that before, we start with just our core subjects, and then we add in a little bit each week as we go, to get back up to our things, because starting off slow just makes it kind of easier for us. So that is what we worked on. But of course, we got one weekend, and then I left for New York. Kind of unexpectedly. It was kind of faster than what we were anticipating, and so, you know, things got a little out of whack, but we did finish strong in the month of January and get, you know, back on track and back, you know, kind of where we wanted to be moving into February, so that February we are back full swing doing all the things. So that is our goal for February, is to be full swing going at all the things, back to trying to loop in my loop subjects, which were art and geography and writing this year. And so if you've been following along, you know those weren't as successful as they wanted them to be. So starting in February, we're going to try to make sure that we're hitting all of those loop subjects each week. That is going to be a big goal for our homeschool life. And then our regular life, we have a trip coming up, because, you know, we wouldn't be us if we didn't have a trip on the calendar. And so the kiddos asked for Disney World as their big Christmas gift this year, so we are headed back to Disney World, and I'll of course be sharing that journey with you guys. And so we will be heading to Disney World in the month of February, so that is of course a week off of school, but you know, it works. It all works out in the end. And let's see what else in the personal life. I am picking back up on the bakery a little bit. I have a few things. Oh, I did teach a class in January. I do baking teaching classes now, and so I did do one in January, so that was one bakery thing, and I have another one in February that is coming up. I have a class coming up and an order or 2 that are on the book, so I'll be doing that as well. And let's see what else in the personal life. I think that might be it. So let me bought some new planners this year. I'm trying a 2 planner system, so I got one planner that's for my personal life and one planner that is for this channel, and keeping track of my videos and whatnot. So let me just flip to my handy dandy personal planner and see what else we have going on. Oh, I don't know if I've mentioned this, but the girls, the 2 bigger girls, are doing soccer this season. So they started that back in November, at the end of November, and through December, and they started games in January, and so they've been doing so good with that, and we've been having a lot of fun with that. But of course, you do have a game tomorrow, that's right. Yep. So of course that's taking up some of our time. You know, we have 2 girls playing on 2 different teams, so that means 2 games each Saturday, and so 2 different practices, of course, on different days of the week, because, you know, why would they be the same? so that is eating up a little bit more of our time. And of course, co-op started back in January. If you don't know, I'm the chair. Of course, there's a board of people that help me out, but I'm the chair, and so that started back up. So that was eating a lot of my time too in January, getting ready to start back up for that. But of course, I love it so much. The kids get so much out of it. It's one of our favorite things that we do, and so we're so happy to have it back up and running. The kids get so excited. In fact, my 3-year-old is taking my preschool class, but she's not actually old enough for the other preschool classes, and she just had the hardest time that she couldn't stay and do the next class with her big brother, and so they love it so much that even my stage 5 clingers are totally fine to see me walk out the door because they love doing these classes so much. So that has started back up, and I think that's kind of it. That's what we've got going on. That's how January was. Still busy, but we are learning to handle it and kind of roll with the punches here. And then February, we have some fun things coming up and some getting, buckling down on the school front. We are year-round homeschoolers, so, even though I feel like we haven't really been doing as much as I would like over the past few months, I do know that we're going to make it up because we don't necessarily stop when public school students stop. We just keep kind of cruising along. Anytime we're at home, we're doing school, and then it allows us to have those bigger breaks and longer breaks and do all the fun things that we want to do. So I think that is it for this life update. It might be a little chatty. How did the month of January go for you guys? Did you guys get back in the swing of things nice and easy? Or, did it take a little bit of work? Are you still trying to find your groove like we might be here? If you would like, I would love to hear what you have to say down in the comments. And don't forget while you're down there to subscribe to this channel, ring that notification bell, and give this video a thumbs up. And I think that is all I'm going to share with you guys today. So I hope you will come back and talk to me again real soon. Bye.